gosh, probably like many of you, a pretty long journey towards ultimately analytics. Been doing business intelligence, traditional data warehousing for several years, and more recently have started to evolve into more of the advanced analytics. So you're into your mathematical algorithm implementation. I think you're talking a little bit about challenges, and we talked a little bit about this at our table yesterday at lunch. And I would say technology is far from the challenge. Access to data is maybe a little bit of a challenge, but not tremendous. For us, it's some of the challenges are really about the culture of the organization and making sure that we can really use the information in the most effective way. By culture, I guess I would also add kind of that people aspect, which I'm sure many of you probably run into as well. Understanding the information that's available and capitalizing on it the best way possible.
I'd say our biggest challenge, aside from the people part, finding people who can do the math and can communicate isn't that easy, is that we're drowning in data. I call it data-rich, information poor, DRIP. In finance, if you could find that edge of how to reduce uncertainty and make another $1 million, your competitor would have done it before you did. So we have lots of data. My team generates 4.25 million rows of data every night, but to crunch through it and make sense of it is not easy.
We pay about 600,000 clients around the world, and everybody wants to have access to human resource analytics, HCM analytics. What should I be paying people? What's my turnover rate as opposed to other turnover rates? Which one of us sitting around the table is most likely to leave the organization and when? And most importantly, how can I help retain you? What's the quality of hire? All of these types of things are things that we're helping our clients to figure out software, building those software, those analytics to help them do that. We're also using analytics heavily within ADP, both from a service standpoint and sales standpoint. On the service side, trying to anticipate the kinds of calls that clients are calling in on and meet those needs before they even call. So we're not only using analytics for our clients, but we're also beginning to use that internally very, very heavily.
That culture, understanding of what's the data saying and why should I believe you and what next. Our end users are not data analysts, they're not data scientists, they're everyday HR practitioners that are just looking for an edge to understand who should I speak to next and what can we do to retain their talent. Getting them to move from a very transactional oriented mindset to a forward-thinking, strategic mindset based on what the data is also quite interesting and challenging.